Welcome to the Straight Talk About Health and Wellness show. My name is Mary, and I am your host for today. All right, Straight Talk About Health and Wellness. This is where we dive into conversations, deep conversations, and get real solutions. We explore real solutions. All right, today we have a very special guest, a special guest for me. All right, her name is Tammy Allman. I think I got that last name right. I think I did. She is a registered nurse and a public health nurse, a transformational coach. She is a wellness educator. I can go on and on. She also teaches at Gene Watson Caring Sciences to nurses and leaders across the whole country. My goodness. She is the founder of My Wellness Hat. I need to know more about My Wellness Hat, don't you? Right. So I would suggest grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your water, your lemon water. I like water with lemons. I don't know about you guys. Grab your lemon water and a pencil and a pad because you're going to hear some things today. But I do want to remind our audience that we do not diagnose and we do not treat. All right. If you have some concerns about your own personal health, please contact and have that conversation with your healthcare professional. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna get kicking, popping, or something. What everybody says. Good morning, Tammy. Good afternoon, Tammy. How are you?
Hi, hello. Nice to be here. Nice chatting to you all the time.
I
Very
know.
happy to be here and talking about my passion of wellness and spreading that throughout our communities and the world.
Fantastic. I know. I think I'm still getting over the shock, Tammy, of having an earthquake today
I
in
know, isn't
San
that
Diego.
amazing? Scary.
In San Diego, it was a 6.0.
That's big.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. So we
Yes.
we better talk about our health and wellness.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Tammy, you want to just briefly tell us about yourself, everything that I didn't say?
Well, I think you covered a lot of it. I am an advice nurse, and work full time doing that. And in my spare time, I like to coach, and my motivation is rooted in purpose. And my purpose is to spread wellness and teach people on how to be the best self that they can be. And
Fantastic.
yeah, so I'm a Caritas coach and a faculty member for Caritas Gene Watson's Caring Science. And
Mhm,
that Caritas is a word that derives from Latin, meaning loving kindness. And
mhm,
Caritas, she has 10 Caritas processes that people can follow and helps you to guide to be your better self, to be present. And the first one is practicing loving kindness and equanimity towards self and others.
mhm,
And so
mhm,
the basis is if you don't take care of yourself, you show up with a, empty cup or a half-filled cup, you don't have anything for others. So,
mhm.
especially as women in today's world, we wear many hats. And how can we be there for others and be our best self if we don't take care of ourselves first? So
That's
that's the
awesome.
hard thing of teaching and learning how to put ourselves first before others because that doesn't come naturally for a lot of us, especially mothers and caregivers like nurses have a hard time
Mhm.
doing that. And so, we follow these 10 Caritas processes to help guide us through Gene Watson's vision of having that total present and
That's awesome. That is
wellness.
so awesome. We talk about health and wellness. Explain to us, what does wellness mean?
Well, I think wellness means something different for everyone, and it's a dynamic practice. It's not something that just we wake up one day being, our perfect well self. And it's changing every day for us. We always have environmental factors and things in our life that pop up. And so wellness to me means being prepared to deal with those things in a healthy fashion and come out of it um, more healthy or not getting sick, avoiding sickness, but it's more than just not being sick. It's about caring for the whole self, um, in a healthy, meaningful, purposeful way.
So we can live our best life. That's what I'm
Exactly.
hearing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I think we need to know how to manage the stress from teachers like you so
Yes,
we can live our best life. What
right.
is your go-to wellness hack for managing stress and staying mentally strong?
Well, as an advice nurse and a Caritas coach, I practice many mindful moments, and those many self practices throughout the day can be simple as just a 1 minute heartfelt breathing. Put my hand on my heart, take a big deep breath. Going back to my purpose. Other little things can be mindful meditation, stretching, that sort of thing. But the main thing is just finding those mini practices and practicing those throughout the day. And for me, that 1 minute breath can be simple, powerful. It works every time.
Wow, we need to practice that going to the store, the grocery store.
Right, right. Yeah. Or even
So,
driving.
yeah.
There's a famous quote by Viktor Frankl, and I can't remember the quote, but it says something about, all of our a lot of our learning is done in those little spaces before we act or before we speak. And so taking those few seconds or a moment to gather yourself before you answer somebody or like driving to the grocery store before you honk your horn,
Yeah,
take a moment to maybe think about the other person, and
I
learn
agree.
through that.
I agree. So, do any positive thinking play a role in wellness routine? Our positive
Definitely.
thinking, our gratitude, that's the word I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Do that play a part with wellness routines?
Yes, I start my day every day in gratitude and my end my day every night with gratitude. Simply acknowledging what you're grateful for each day
Mhm.
can make a huge difference on how you feel. And often when people are depressed, they've forgotten those little things of gratitude. They're comparing themselves to
Mhm.
others and to recenter and just remember what you're grateful for, even if it's a simple thing like I'm grateful for waking up today.
Mhm. That's a big
Sometimes,
thing.
yeah, sometimes even with my job, I'll fall into oh, I don't really want to do this again today. Can I just
Mhm.
have a day off? And I right away switch my mind and tell myself no. And
Mhm.
here I am. I get to speak to 40 or 50 people today, and each one gives me a moment of giving back. And that is what I'm grateful for. And so just repurposing yourself, gratefulness, being in gratitude is, I think, the number one wellness hack. And it's
Mhm.
easy no matter how bad our life is. And we've all been in situations
In a
that
pickle.
yeah, exactly. And so, what are you grateful for right now in this moment? And you can always find something, whether it be just waking up in the morning and having another day,
Mhm.
or I'm always grateful for my pets and my kids. And
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
we be grateful for our children. They are okay. No bad
yeah,
news through the night.
right,
What can you say?
exactly. Yes,
What can you
exactly.
say? That's really good. Thank you, Tammy, for saying that. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for asking.
We're grateful for everything, and we want to go to be active, and we want to go to the gym, but we do not have any time to go to the gym. Or we don't have time for these trainers. Those
Or
trainers
money.
that, yeah, no money. I spoke with one trainer. Her lowest fee is $150 an hour. The lowest fee.
Right.
$150. But yet you want to go. So how can you, get fit, stay active and fit without spending all that money, without necessarily going to the gym?
Right. So getting fit should be joyful. Movement should be
Joyful.
joyful. Right. And so
With all
what
the
find
pain,
your
Tammy?
joy. Yep. What's your joy? For me, it's hiking out in the headlands, walking out my
Wow.
front door, walking my dog. Get two
Hmm.
15-minute breaks during my workday, and I grab my dog and we quickly walk around the building and take a few deep breaths of fresh air. So anything that you can squeeze in. It doesn't have to be paying for a trainer. There's so much stuff online right now that you can find to do. And, simple breathing, movement, exercises can really help. Um, if you don't have weights, you can grab a water bottle. There's
A
so many
water bottle.
ways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so there's so many ways just in your daily life that you can fit in little,
Mhm.
again, micro practices. Grab those water bottles and up and down a few times and do some stretches and
Oh,
run up and down the
mhm.
stairs, do
I
some
hadn't thought
jumping
about that.
jacks, all of these things that we can fit in that we don't need to pay a trainer for.
Oh, I hadn't thought about the water bottles. What is underrated nutrition hack? What's the underrated nutrition hack
I
that
would,
has improved your overall health?
number one for me is drinking enough water. I tend to get up in the morning and really want to drink 2 cups of coffee instead of water. And I've just switched it to getting up and drinking, like you said, the lemons, a
Mhm.
squeeze of lemon in my water and drinking a glass of water first and
With
making sure
stevia?
that, if you want to have stevia, yes. And I don't do it with the stevia, but I really think that staying hydrated is number one and probably number two, or maybe in um, in great, neck and neck would be the sleep. Getting enough sleep, having a sleep routine, getting off those phones. I have followed Mel Robbins in the past, and her her thing was uh, putting your phone in the closet or in a different room and before you go to bed at night. Don't have it in your room. Don't wake up in the morning and get on your phone immediately, and don't go to bed at night on social media as well, or checking your email or anything. Stopping that maybe a half hour or an hour before you go to bed is a great way to start to get rested.
What did we do without when we didn't have phones, Tammy? What did
You
we
know what? I
do?
don't even remember anymore. I mean, how did we cope? My son is 20 and he asks me that a lot. Like, what did you do?
I
Yeah.
remember my mom would be on the porch because I'll be late coming home from school. I started at community college. I'll be late. And she'd be on the porch. I didn't have a phone, and I
Right,
always
right,
wondered, did she think that was going to make me come faster, her standing on the porch?
right, right. When I was a kid, I grew up in the Midwest and everybody had a lot of children. We had somebody on the corner of the block had 13 kids, and the other one on the other corner had 11 kids, and several people, my family had five, and the people on the corner had a dinner bell, and they would ring the bell, much like a church bell in their backyard. And so I knew to come running when I heard that bell. So,
Wow.
yeah, and that's how, so I
That
think
was your
people,
sign.
yeah, that was my sign. You better get home and start putting the dishes on the table and setting the table for dinner because mom's going to be home
Wow.
soon. Yeah.
Nice. Tammy, I must ask you, with all this we're talking about, um, our mindset, the alternatives from the gym, how important is gut health?
Gut
Gut
health
health.
is very important. Now they say that our gut is our second brain. Maybe it's our first brain. And so that is very important. There's a lot of talk of eating, getting your probiotics, and not only probiotics, but prebiotics that the probiotics feed off of. And we can do this by taking a probiotic supplement, or eating yogurt with live cultures is a really good one to do. And also just fermented foods, the
Hmm.
pickles and the sauerkraut and the things,
Oh,
the
really?
kimchi, the things that,
Kimchi.
yeah,
Okay, what is kimchi?
it's a pickled, I'm not sure what it is in that, but it's in, any sort of pickled veggies that
Hmm.
they're fermented basically.
Oh, I
And
see.
um,
Hmm.
my parents used to make, we used to have cabbage that was fermented, and that was sauerkraut, and we had that for dinner. When I was in India, they have a type of thin yogurt that they put with all of their food on the plate. And all of those things are those gut balancing products that are very important, that we for a while forgot about. And now they're becoming more mainstream again.
Now we would seem like that we're coming back to the old remedies. I think my
Yes.
grandmother, she put cabbage, okra, and what was it? Bell pepper, and she had it in this mix. Oh, and peppers. Don't forget the peppers and the
Right. Vitamin
peppers.
C.
But
Hmm.
they called it cha-cha at that
Oh,
time. Yeah, what she called it cha-cha.
you could
And that time I was
reinvent
a
that and
kid.
bring that back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and she would get things from the garden. She grew cabbage and put it, and she would start getting the the jars,
Hmm.
and she would put the vinegar, the white vinegar in, and she would give them to the neighbors.
Right.
Now, where are those days, Tammy?
Yeah, I know. We need to go back to some of those important little cultural habits
Hmm.
that we thrived on back then.
Well, they're not here, and I do miss those. Although I'm at this golden age, but I do miss those days.
Yes, and I think a lot of people do. And now that we're a little bit older, I think we have a
Mhm.
duty really to give back to the younger generations,
Mhm.
and share some of those things, some of those
I
little
agree.
golden tidbits that we know about that have been forgotten in our culture. Bring back
Mhm.
our cultures,
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Tammy, I want to ask you this question also. What challenges do women have? Health
Well,
challenges.
health challenges. Well, hormonal balance is one. I think we have the healthcare system, I think, needs to catch up to us. There was a recent
Interesting.
show on, I don't know how where it was recorded, but Oprah got some people together and they were talking about menopause, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been so hush hush for so long. And it's so important to talk about those things so that when these things happen to us, we have this group of people that we can, get information from. And
Hmm.
so talking about our hormones and balancing them, and you have to listen to your body. We sometimes don't listen when we're tired or when we're stressed. And I think that's really important, that women listen to their self and honor the body. Often I tell people call up and they want a work note because they want to go back to work right away.
Hmm.
And sometimes I'm wanting to give that work note and extend it, why don't you take 2 days? And I can give you a work note for 2 days and not one.
Hmm.
You know, we need to really get back to ourselves and listen to, when we're tired, and take that extra hour of sleep. And and also, I think the bigger picture is, um, you know, speaking about it to other people, balancing our hormones, tracking our cycles, our energy rhythms, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the flow of your body.
Mhm.
Don't push against the flow, grow with the flow. That's my new
Hmm.
motto. I found a picture. I've got this hydroponic garden now in my kitchen
Oh,
because groceries
nice.
are so expensive, and wanted to get back to eating organic foods, and I bought this townhome that I'm living in now, so I miss my yard,
Mhm.
and I started learning about hydroponics, and I have a hydroponic garden, and I've got a sign on top of the garden that says "Grow with the flow,"
Oh my
reminding me.
goodness. I'd like to know more about that. Yeah, because I did grow some peppers and
Mm.
they came out. Anaheim peppers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but they're not that hot, Tammy. You know, I like
Good.
hot things. They're not that
Oh,
hot, but they look pretty though. I did succeed doing that.
great. Yeah, that's a good job. You could grow some. Have you ever tried those ghost peppers? They're so hot. I don't
I
recommend
haven't.
them. No, I don't
I have
recommend them.
not. I need to
They're,
get some of those.
oh, I don't know. They're too hot.
My goodness, well, Tammy, it has been nice. All right. Our conversation has been nice and it was good seeing you
I
from
always
the
enjoy talking to you.
I know we had so much fun. I remember the first time I went with the radio station. You
Mhm.
remember that?
Yes. And we talked a little bit about gut health too.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, we're always learning. That's what I like about you're always learning. And in our profession, we're always going back to school. We're always learning. We're always
Yes.
doing some research and we're up with the latest research. That is our job. That's what we do.
Yes.
So is there any last words that you would like to leave our audience today?
Well, I think I guess really wellness is not a luxury. It's something that we really have to focus on. It's how we serve ourselves and how we serve others. So just a reminder to everyone, just take 5 minutes at least in your day to focus on yourself and be in gratitude, do some breath work, and I think it raise the raise the vibration in our family, in our workplace, and in our day.
So listen to that. I'm going to take that and I'm going to use that, what you said today. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for coming to Straight Talk About Health and Wellness with Mary. So, in the meantime, until I see you again, be safe, be healthy, and be blessed. Until next time, this is
Thank
Mary
you.
from Straight Talk About Health and Wellness.
Bye.
Are you there, Tammy?
Yep, I'm
Okay.
here.